Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Ghost in the Shell 2017, and how it is the first Shadowrun movie. And this is spoiler-free content. I was really excited to see Ghost in the Shell 2017. I think it's a 5 out of 5 star movie. Really enjoyed it, and I've been a huge fan of the Shadowrun tabletop role-playing game, which came out in 1991, and it's really, it's an excellent film, really exciting film, or movie, excuse me, and there are a lot of elements within Ghost in the Shell 2017 that are similar to Shadowrun. So Shadowrun comes from a strong cyberpunk genesis, and this film, and one of the things that's really fascinating about cyberpunk right now is cyberpunk was William Gibson's vision of the future from the 1980s, right? So it was really William Gibson envisioning the future before the World Wide Web. And so that's really fascinating because it brings forward, that Blade Runner type vision of the future. And so when Rupert Sanders, the director of this film, made this movie, he decided to keep that 1980s version of our future in place. And so, like, if you look at Batu's car, it looks like a Lotus Esprit, right? And a lot of the clothing that's in there is very stylistic of the 1980s, and that really comes directly out of the 1980s perspective. And so and also Shadowrun is in the same vein. It is a cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game mixed with fantasy elements, right? So, of course, Ghost in the Shell does not have those fantasy elements that Shadowrun has, but this is by far the closest film to come forward and really put forward that 1980s cyberpunk vision in a modern set, as for us as modern viewers. And I think it brings forward a really beautiful style. It's really unique. And at the same time, it's both modern and it's retro. And so I really think, it's just a gorgeous movie. It has this really distinctive style. One of the things that's interesting is, Aramaki, there's a point where Aramaki uses wireless communication, right? But there are times throughout the movie where they're wiring in and they're jacking in with wires, right? And that is, and now, right now, we're doing everything we can to get rid of wires. And so to decide to keep wires in the film, it's a very distinct aesthetic. And so I think Rupert Sanders did a great job of managing the visual direction of the film. And it is a beautiful film, and I consider it the first real Shadowrun film, which, and honestly, I think we may never get a Shadowrun film, because for a lot of reasons, it's difficult to make video game movies, and making tabletop role-playing game movies is even harder. I'm not sure there's ever been one, except for Dungeons and Dragons, not at the scale of releasing in 500, 1,000, 2,000 theaters. And so I really enjoyed that aesthetic of the film, and I really consider Ghost in the Shell 2017 to be the first real Shadowrun tabletop role-playing game movie. Take care, everybody.